Yo, hello everyone. So, see if this works. Let's go to me. There we go. Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. This one I'm going to go through some old files of this band that I did front of house for a few years ago called Ink. So, 3-piece like indie rock band, and like we're playing in a small venue, it's like a pub venue. So it's pretty simple setup. It's all just, it's a drum kit, a bass, which is a DI, and a mic on a cab, 2 mics on a guitar amp, and a lead vocal and a backing vocal. So no tracks or anything like that. Loads of bleed down every single mic because we're in a small pub, which is great. So yeah, we'll go through it. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay, if you can hear everything coming out. So if I just play this now. From here. So can you guys hear that? Let me know. I'll just check in. But yeah, while we wait for a reply on that, let me just go through the channel list here. If this will load. Oh, why is it every time the camera's upside down? Spin it around. There we go. So I don't know if you can see that anyway. Great. Now this makes a noise on that. Alright, I'll go for it like this. Anyway, inputs are kick in, kick out, snare top, snare bottom, hats, rack floor. Got a drum vocal that's not actually used for anything. Pair of overheads, a DI, a mic on the bass, 2 different mics on a guitar cab. I think the guitar amp is actually like a Vox AC30 or something like that, like a small guitar amp. 2 mics on that, and then lead singer called Todd and backing vocalist called Doug. Cool, seems that you guys can hear it, so I'm going to play it like this. I did a little mix around today, so this is where I've got it to now, and then I'm going to blank it all off, take everything off and start from scratch, and I'm just going to hit loop and just go around and just kind of mix it to try and get it sounding similar to what it is now. So this is what I've got it to today. Throw your shades of blue, magic black. So it's going through now. Bit of EQ on the kick out, snare top, snare bottom. That's vocals I've been used, overheads, bass DI. Got a few plugins on there. Bass mic again, a few bits on. 2 guitar mics. I do quite a lot to the vocals, to be honest. Maybe too much, but we'll have a look through. And then I was doing some like fun stuff. I managed to get a delay set up, and I got a snare bomb set up. So if he hits the snare, so I managed to get these set up today. Figured it out at last after the last stream. It's not going to play a snare drum now, is it? But snare bomb. So yeah. Cool. And yeah, to answer that question there, I am on the latest firmware. I updated it yesterday. So I'm now on, what does it tell you? Setup 3.1. So I've not really had to play around with any of the new stuff yet. I noticed that like, if you're on a channel where the gate section was before, you can now do gates or compressors, which is pretty cool. And then where the compressor section is, you can also then do gates, de-essers, compressors. So just mix it up a little bit, which is pretty good. And there's some new stuff, like this seems pretty interesting, like a PSE with a compressor attached to it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I've not really had to play around too much yet. So yeah, that's where I got to. Let's load up a blank file. I'm just going to go through all I've done on this file. Ink start, load. I say all I've done is labeled the channels, that's it, and put them onto a user page. So I've just got drums. I've made the overheads a stereo channel, and then I've got bass, DI, bass mic, guitar, and then the 2 vocals there. So yeah, I'm just gonna hit play, loop around this, and just have a little mess around. So let's make sure you can hear stuff on this file as well. Yeah, so you know, this is everything blank. So that's kick in, kick out, snare top, snare bottom, hats, rack and floor. I don't know if he plays them. Maybe not. Overheads, bass, DI, bass mic, guitar 1, guitar 2, vocal, and then backing vocal, which not really used that much in this song, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just going to go through. I'll jump on the mic every so often and explain what I'm doing, but for now I'm just going to go through all the channels, kind of like EQ them individually, and then I'll balance them after when I'm listening to the song. Let me know which camera angle you want as well. I don't know, I've got a few options. Got this one. I can go a bit closer if this Stream Deck works. It's not going to work. So yeah, I can do full desk on the screen, or I can do like an overhead, or I can like zoom in on this overhead, I think. Maybe not. Okay. Anyways, let's go with this one for now. I'm just going to go through and do the drums first. I'm going to go for that one for now. There is quite a lot of like bass and rumble coming through all the mics and the drums. It's quite a small stage, and the bass cab is pretty loud, so just trying to gate it as much as I can until I hear everything in context, and then maybe we can sneak a bit back in. Do feel like the kick doesn't really have much attack either, so let's use this transient designer to give it a bit more punch. So go for that for now. Onto the snare. I'll come back. I'm just like kind of setting stuff where I know I'm kind of going to use it, and then I'll come back to it when I'm hearing it all playing together, if that kind of makes sense. This is kind of how I would line check if I was doing a show with a band. I'd probably just go through every channel as quick as I can, because obviously you don't want the drummer to be sat there for ages hitting a snare drum. Kind of just get everything in place quickly, and then get them to play a song, and as they play, just, you know, go in, tighten stuff, move EQs around and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of going to go through and get a rough starting point together. And I always start with the filters. And then just kind of like dial it in until you hear it start to take stuff away. You can hear that clears like all the room noise out of that snare mic. But it's not really affecting the tone of the snare, so it just helps tidy everything up a little bit. Try this on here as well. Bit of noise on that channel. Let's try this gate. And always check if you double mic anything that the polarity is the correct way around. And just invert it, just to make sure. Just sometimes you might find that you'll just get loads more body from something if you get it correct. Ooh, hi-hats. There's loads of snare bleed in there, but not really much I can do about it. Oh look, did they play the toms at any point? effect. I'll just come back to the toms later when we've got it all together so I could loop that section. Set the overheads in there. You can hear all that stage bleed there. Like a loud bass amp on stage. And again, loads of snare bleed. In fact, one thing that I was doing before was trying to use, is it in the gate section? Oh, this is new, dual dynamic EQ. That's pretty cool. I was using this one. Just try and grab the snare out a little bit. So, source it from the snare, the side chain. And then kind of this, what, 3K frequency? Find where it is. I'm going to say it just so the snare's triggering it. Kind of find where it helps the best. It's not really doing that much, but just snapping it a little bit, I guess. Take a bit out here as well. Alright, let's get some reverb on this. So I figured out how to do a send and return. So let's do that. So bus master, I'm going to use these last four here. So let's just make bus 13, drum, verb, send. Wait, what effect? So I'm then going to put the effect, stick the effect after the fader point. So I'll use this first one. Let's go for concert reverb, why not? Let's just turn the decay down for like 1.5 seconds. Turn this on. So now this will be my send fader. I want to return it on an aux if I can. So I'll use 5, 6, 7, 8 to return it. Now, how did I do this before? Here, input. And then make the input of this. I think this is how I did it. A bus, yeah. Bus, snare. And then close this. I don't want to link them. I want this to be separate naming. And then this will be drum, verb, return. Loop this round again. So then I want that aux to, I want that to go to my main, but on the bus master section, I want to turn this one off. So now this fader is just the send fader before it hits the verb, and then this fader is pulling from that insert point, and then that's going to the main left and right. So this now becomes, in theory, my return fader, giving me an EQ after. I mean, I can put another insert in here if I need to, and a compressor, but it gives me more flexibility of what I can do. So bus 13, snare. Where are we? Bus 13. There we go, some verb on the bottom as well. I should loop this bit of the song. Yeah, now this is a send fader, and this is my return. So if I did want to set up a snare bomb thing, which I'll do later, easier to do now that I understand it a bit more. let's have a play with this effect. That's a vintage plate. That's quite nice. A bit long. Let's go with this vintage plate for now. Let's just play with it a little bit more. Turn it down. And then on the return, I always like to just EQ it a little bit. Take out some of this build up. Maybe send a little bit more, to be honest. Cool. Alright then. Some bass in here. Oh, that's cute. Compress it. What compressor should we use for bass? To be honest, I always kind of like this one. Just kind of grab it so it's doing something. Listen to the mic. Mute the drums for that. So yeah, the mic's got quite a lot of bleed as well. We'll take quite a lot of the top end out of this just to kind of clear up some of that cymbal bleed. Just kind of use it for the body of the bass. What I might try as well is this dynamic EQ, just to control a bit of the string noise. About like what, 2K? A bit higher, yeah, about 2K. So round it a bit more and blend them together. Yeah, let's compress this. All these new compressors. Let's try a simple. Turn it on. Cool. Let's do some guitars. So this is just the same amp. It's one speaker. I'm pretty sure it's a Vox AC30 or something like that. or maybe like a Fender Twin, like it's just like a combo amp. One speaker on it, I believe, and just two different mics. I want to say it's like a 57 and a 906. I can't really remember, it's quite a few years ago, but I think it's a 57 and a 906. So we do channel 1 first. To be honest, with all this stage bleed, I might even try just throwing a bit of a gate or a ducker on there. Let's try this. Let's turn the range down a bit. So when it's not playing, it'll just drop like 10 dB of that signal out the way. Might help tidy it up. And then I did find when I mixed this earlier, a little play with some of these. I kind of liked this. Just doing like a little bit, grabbing it. Not limit too much, I'll just make this like never doing more than 3 dB gain reduction. Couple of dB back there. One in with the second mic. Why did I pick a song where it's not playing? Terrible idea. Again, let's try and tie this up a little bit with a gate. Try this one again, just a little drop by like a few dB. Same again, we'll try that same compressor. This guy. Blending together. I'm just going to try to invert and see what happens. Okay, that totally kills it there. So definitely don't invert. See what I was saying? Cool, starting to sound like a band. Let's quickly do some vocal stuff, then we'll jump back over and add to it. So, vocal. Loads of bleed in this. So let's see what we can do, but you might just have to lean into it and just like admit defeat, and the vocal mic is also a bit of a stage cymbal mic. Let's kind of deal with it. Let's tidy up as much as we can. So, filters.
The ravens and the bats paint a magic black. She'll throw you shades of blue, magic black, stolen from a bruise.
Let's try using this 5045 mod. Bit of a vocal gate. I actually use a hardware version of this with bands when I go on tour. It's great. Never really find a like desk version that's that good, but it does a bit of a job. So when it's active, it's reducing the signal by whatever you set here.
While she sets her traps, the ravens and the bats paint a magic black.
That's when he's not singing, he's trying to reduce.
Throw you shades of blue, magic black.
Let's start with that, I guess. Thank you. Let's try this one. I've been enjoying this. Obviously, whatever I EQ here is going to EQ all the cymbals in the back as well. So, start with the dip. So
while she sets her traps, the ravens runs along my back, paints a magic black. While she sets her traps, the ravens and the bats paint a magic black.
So it seems like the vocals mainly sitting like this 1.5K to 5K section anyway. So.
Stolen from a bruise. She's wearing all the shoes, magic black. Jet black. She's a tire track that runs along my back, paints a magic black. While she sets her traps, the ravens runs along my back.
A glitch there in the recording. Alright, compressor. What should we try on the vocal? Let me know in the comments which of these do you guys like on vocals. I usually end up going for like the 560 or like the SL, maybe 1176 copy. Try this. Let's go 4-1. Don't want to bring up too much of these cymbals.
She's a tire track that runs along my back, paints a magic black. While she sets her traps, the runs along my back, paints a magic black. While she sets her traps, the
let's stick some reverb on this vocal as well. So let me go back to sort of view if I can. Camera 1. Okay, see if we can look at it here. So, bus master page, I'm going to use my sends. So, usually what I set up with a band is I have 4 effects. I'll have a drum reverb, which is a general verb. Then I'll have my snare bomb reverb. Then I'll have a vocal reverb and a vocal delay. So for now, I'll come back to the snare bomb stuff. I'll do this one as my vocal verb. So on my bus master page, there'll be vox, verb, send. And then on here, we're going to stick the effect after the fader. Stick in this slot here. I think is that. Yes, number 3. Vocal reverb. Let's go. Let's try the concert reverb for notice. So turn that on, and then I want to take that out of my PA send, so I don't want to send that to the PA. And then on my aux page, it's further along here. I want the input of this to be that. And then let's rename this to vox verb return. And you don't have to do this, it's just a way I'm doing it so it makes sense in my head of how I normally mix. Just having send and return on one fader, I don't know, just confuses me. So, and we'll leave that sent out. So, I should send some of this vocal to the vox verb bus. There we go.
The raven comes along my back, paints the magic black. While she sets her trap, the ravens and the bats, the magic black.
Cool. Well, really, let's do the delay as well. Let's leave that there for now. So, busmaster 4 for the long. Do this as delay, send, take out the PA, and then on the aux return, home, input, delay, and then rename it, don't link it, delay, return. Send it out the PA. Then I'll send some vocal down on this. And then we stick a delay on there, don't we? So back to the busmaster, delay send, insert after the fader. Let's just go for stereo delay. There we go. So let's set up a... Oh, for some reason my user keys have come over from the other file. Interesting. Okay, so I was going to show you how to set these up. So basically I put up the bottom 2 here, 15 to be the tap. So how do I get to these? Set up CC edit. So button 15, I've set up here to be effects parameter on the stereo delay to control the time parameter, and that's my tap. And then number 16 I've set up to be channel mute, and that is muting the delay send channel, which is the busmaster fader. So I just have to make sure I unmute it before he says the word. So it needs to be unmuted, and anything when it's unmuted will then be delayed. And I just like that. Once you know what the band is singing and you know the words, you can kind of grab them. It's a bit more control, you're not hearing anything. and it's not cutting off when I turn it off. It'll let it carry on, which is the problem I was having when I didn't have these returns, and I had to set up, when I muted it, it mutes the tail end of it. But obviously I want that to carry on, I just want to catch the word. So it actually carries on sending even though when I mute it, it'll carry on until it finishes. Yeah, so that's kind of like a basic mix together. Still needs a lot of work. And the vocals getting a lot of bleed, a little bit clearer. So, what I'm going to do now, what I did with the other one, I'm not set up any DCAs, but we won't do that for now. What I did with this desk, which I quite liked, is just change this a little bit. So, with this desk, you get 4 main sets, which I never really understood, like 4 sets of left and right, and then you get matrix. So what I've been thinking is, can you use matrix 1 as your PA send, and that's your main left and right, and then you could do these other sends here, kind of like groups, but you could still use your bus masters as groups. Say like kick, snare, toms, cymbals, bass, guitars, vocals, like individual groups of bits, and then you could use mains to put together the band, the vocals separate. Like you could, if you want to turn down the instruments. So that's kind of what I did before. So let's do that here. So main 1, just do main to the band. Main 2. I'll explain why in a second. The matrix 1 label is the left and right. So now I want to make this fader. If I can remember how to do this. It's in here somewhere. Surface. Yeah. So I want my main fader to actually be matrix 1. Because that's now going to be my center gate. How do I send? So I want main 1 to go to matrix 1. Send it 0. And then matrix 2. Sorry, main 2. Vocals at the same level. Now they're both in the same matrix here. And then what I do is I go into the routing. Outputs, say I'm sending 48 on the desk, whereas my main left and right here is sending this channel to the speakers, and just change this and make this matrix like that. And then I'm sending this matrix here. And I go here, and I change my vocals, mount the main. Should then give me the vocals here, but we are not listening to this, we are listening to this on the headphones. So let's change that so you can hear what's going on. Here? Yes. So you're listening to my headphones at the moment, which is the main one, so let's make that matrix. There we go. So now you're hearing what would be going out of the desk.
She's a tire track that runs along my back, paints a magic black.
So, now I've got these.
While she sets the track, the ravens and the bats, paints a magic black.
Compressor on the band channel so that when the vocal sings, it just ducks the band a little bit, just giving that space. So, you know, with any of these. Let's just do it with that EQ, and we'll just change the key source to
black. the blue, magic black, stolen from a bruise.
Obviously, you want it to be quite quick with that.
She's
Quite quick
wearing
release.
all the shoes,
And not as extreme as this.
magic black.
It looks like a 2 dB there. Just going to close it up a little bit.
She's the tire track that runs along my back. Takes the magic black while she sets the track. The ravens and the birds paints the magic black. Jet black, jet black, jet black.
Oh, sorry, I just realised you can't hear me. I turned the dim button off. But what I was saying is, I've set up this dynamic EQ over the band channel so that when the vocals are loud enough, the band channel will actually dip a little bit in the EQ section there, just giving the vocals a little bit more space around that like 1.5K section. So yeah, it just gives you that little bit extra bit of room in your vocals just to get them in the mix without turning up too loud. If that makes any sense at all.
She's the tire track that runs along my back. Takes the magic black while she sets the track. The ravens and the birds. Magic black.
And we came up with the ending of that song like last night.
So much like crowd bleed down all the mics. Alright, let's set up a snare bomb. So to do this, what I'd normally do would be, let's go. So my send's here. The second one, so let's just name this snare bomb send. And then it will return it on an aux as well. And this one here in the middle. So we're going to set the input of this aux channel to be snare bomb send. And then I'm going to rename it but not link it. So snare bomb return. Cool. And then we're going to send this out to, can we send this straight to a matrix? We can. No, let's keep it sending to main 1, because then if the dynamic EQ is doing something, it'll cut out of the snare reverb as well. So it'll just help, because that will be loud in the mix. So snare bomb return there, and that's going out to there. Bus master, this one, turn it out of the PA, and then put the insert after the fader point. Let's stick it on here, and then what should we use? I always like, if I'm struggling to figure out which one to use for it, I'll probably start with a hall. Something we can do a big sounding verb. So a hall or a big plate are usually pretty good. This one I found pretty good as well, because you've got all these different stuff here. And there is one long swimming pool. So let's try that for now. So long swimming pool is inserted there, turn that on, and that will return on this aux here. So then I just need to send loads of my snare to it, and then I need to mute the send. So that's the thing that I do to do it, is I unmute the send just before the hit and then mute it straight after. So just that snare hit goes out into the reverb. And I've done that here on this section. So let me see if I can, is that a better view? So if I go into my user keys, which is here, CC edit. So user key 1 I've just put on at the moment. So this is channel mute and snare bomb send. And then that is, if this camera will move. So then that is on this button here, number 1. So when it's in, it's muted. When it's out, big snare bomb. So now I'll send loads of this snare to this. Why am I? Snare top, send. Why am I only seeing the matrix sends here? Okay, what have I done? What have I pressed? Ah, there we go. Didn't know you could do that on the channel. Oh, so now you are. Could you do that before? Is that an update on 3.1? You couldn't send individual channels to the matrix before, I don't think. And now you can if you press it there. Anyway, back on track. So I'm just going to send loads of the snare. I'll just put it at 0 for now. Snare top at 0. And I usually like to send a little bit less of the snare bottom. I want more of that low end hit of it. And then if I just play this and get it going. So you can hear it, it's there, it's just not very big. Let's just listen to the drums for a bit. So let's get it sounding big. We like the swimming pool. It's on 5.1 seconds. Let's try a hall. This is my go-to usually to start with. So we want some pre-delay, but not much. 13. Let's make the delay like 3 seconds. There we go, that's a bit better. I mean, obviously you can play around with all these settings to get it sounding how you want. Like, I'm not going to go over all these, but like... Okay, let's start with this. And then what I like to do usually is go to the return of it, and I'll just EQ the return. Turn the EQ on. I usually want to take away, there's quite a lot of like springy snap noise to it. So I'll take some of this like actual snare hit out, and then I'll actually boost some of this low end. And then you can just catch the hits that you want. So. Put everything back in. And that's kind of how I'd set up the snare bomb. I just have it like that and just dial that in a little bit more. Sometimes I'll also like to go in and on the send to the snare bomb, I'll do a bit of EQ here and take out what I don't want going. Sometimes what you send to the reverb will be amplified a bit too much. So maybe like that springy noise wouldn't actually be there if we didn't send as much of this like top end stuff there. So yeah, you can play around with like the EQ on the send, the EQ on the return. But usually like my return will look a bit like this. That's the low end of the snare bomb I'm looking for. And then play around with the send just to tweak it how I want. You can also do stuff like, if you want it to pop loads, you could like really compress it before it goes into the send. So instead of sending it just a carbon copy of what your snare is, basically you're sending it like a really compressed version just to the reverb. So let's show you what I mean. So let's just say do like a super like hitting this compressor hard on the snare hit before it's hitting the reverb. And then I probably want, because I'm doing so much here, I probably want to bring the gain up. And then does it sound a bit different? Turn the compressor off. I'll go through and I'll keep turning the compressor on and off, and you can hear the difference it's making. So that's compressor off. I'll turn it on now. Like, it's just got a bit more snap to it. It sounds a bit more like a basketball. If that makes any sense. A little tip here to keep the CC, to get CC quick, hold this. Ah, good tip. I like that. I keep getting lost at where this section is to customize these buttons. I can never remember which one it's in. It's here in setup. But yeah, if you hold down the view button, pops up quicker. Good little tip. Thank you, chat. But yeah, let me know what you think of this little compressor. If you prefer it with it on, like the more basketball hit of a snare bomb, or do you prefer the more subtle, smoother sounding snare bomb? Press off. I think I prefer the uncompressed. There's more like a smooth, but if you wanted more of like a sharp hit, or obviously you don't have to compress it this much either, you could just do it a little bit just to give it that like edge. Try. Bring this down a bit and just tickle it a little bit. One other thing I like to do as well, doing this like aux setup here to have the returns on the vocal delay, I like to just go in and just basically make it a bit more telephone on the delay. So just, you know, it takes away some of the noise of the tail of the reverb, sorry, the delay. It just makes it a bit more telephone sounding and just a bit sharper, so it doesn't affect what's going on after where the delay tail is. It just lets you hear it a little bit better, I think. So if I go to my effects, let's just make the feedback a bit longer. turn this EQ on and off and you can hear. Back on. I just feel like this makes it a bit more subtle for the effect, and it's not like so in your face delay. It's a bit more like musical, and you can actually play around with it a bit more. So every time we get to the end of the song, that section. Yeah. Let's see what else we can do. A little listen and play around. So doing this with the two mains and having the vocals on a separate one actually then gives me another set of stuff that I can do. So I can try and tidy this up a little bit more. Try another gate on this section, see if this tidies it up, or don't know. Let me know if anyone's got any ideas of getting rid of all this cymbal bleed and it's like this is just the vocals.
She's a tire track that runs along my back, paints a magic black.
But it's just like a really small pub, and the cymbals are so close to the vocal mic, so it's just hard to get it like a nice clear vocal when the cymbals are just right there in it. Like I can't really compress too much. But yeah, what can we do? Let's have a look. Maybe it's one of these insert points. Let's throw this one in. So let's try the bus channel.
Black, shit, black.
What can we do here? What's this? Preamp, EQ, and compressor.
Black.
So I guess this is just if I turn this drive up.
While she sets her traps, the ravens and the bats paint her magic black. She'll throw you shades of blue, magic black, stolen from a bruise. She's wearing all the shoes, magic black, jet black.
Like that. Let's give it a bit more like mid-range of the vocal.
She's a tire track that runs along my back, paints a magic black.
There's a little bit, but not much.
While she sets her traps, the ravens and the bats paints her magic black. Jet black, jet black, jet black, jet black, jet black, 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 jet black, black, jet black.
And let's try. What's this dual dynamic EQ? I've not used this one yet. Is this just? I get 2 slots instead of the 1. Could be helpful. So yeah, let's see if we can find the cymbals on this, and then just pull them out a little bit.
She's a tire track
It's a really narrow
that
cue.
runs along,
I'll use number 2, I guess.
paints a magic black. While she sets her traps, the ravens and the bats paint a magic black. She's the tire track that runs along my back. Paints a magic black while she sets the traps, the ravens and the bats. Paints a magic black.
That seems to help a little bit.
Along my back. Paints a magic black while she sets the trap, the ravens and the bats. Paints a magic black. She'll throw you shades of blue, magic black, stolen from a brook. She's wearing all the shoes, magic black, jet black. She's the tire track that runs along my back. Paints a magic black while she sets the trap, the ravens and the bats. Paints a magic black. Jet black, jet black, jet black, jet black, jet black, jet black, jet black. She'll throw you shades of blue, magic black, stolen from a brook. She's wearing all the shoes, magic black, jet black. She's the tire track that runs along my back. Paints a magic black.
My vocal reverb still return there. Let's go aux. Turn this on to put my vocal effects onto the vocal bus.
Jet black, jet black.
So someone said try gated reverb for the snare bomb. So I've never tried it, so let's just give it a go. So currently I've got this whole one. So let's change that to gated.
Runs along my back, paints a magic black.
Interesting. So let's see the context.
Along my back, paints a magic black. While she sets her traps, the ravens and bluebirds paints a magic black.
I'm not sure on that one. It kind of finishes too early. You can't really decay it too much. It seems a bit too, I don't know, snappy. It's such a big effect. It kind of needs that decay coming down.
Jet black, jet black.
Yeah, it's just a bit odd. Like it doesn't sound bad, but it's like it stands out a bit too much versus if it was a whole. I probably should have saved. I can't remember what it was. It was something like 3 seconds, 60 something. Yeah, something like that.
While she sets her traps, the ravens and bluebirds paint a magic black.
Usually for snare bombs, like I said before, like a whole is usually my go-to. So whole around 3 seconds. If I'm feeling a bit fruity one day, I'll turn it up, maybe a little bit longer. Depends what we're going for. A little bit of pre-delay, but not much, just to let the hit through. And then, yeah, so like I like to EQ my send and return. So on my send, take a little bit of like the top end. 'Cause I always find the top end of a snare, when it hits the reverb, sounds a little bit fake and artificial, if that makes any sense. So take a bit out of that on the send, and then on the return, this sort of EQ here, just to again get rid of this like artificial sound and boost some of this low end is what I'm actually after for the effect. So if I turn this up, you'll hear what I mean.
While she sets her traps, the ravens and bluebirds paint a
Just sounds a bit like, I don't know, a swimming pool, if that makes sense. I mean, it might be the effect I'm after sometimes, but most times I feel like it needs this taken out.
jet black.
And let me boost it on the send, and you'll hear what I mean. It's like if you send it into the reverb will then reproduce it more.
She's a tire track that runs along my back, paints a magic black.
sounds like. That's kind of where I get to with a mix to start with. I'd probably dial it in a little bit more from this. Like, I'd like to go in and do some groups and stuff. Like, I'd probably put my kick in and out in a group, my snare top and bottom in a group, and then just process them a little bit more individually, and try and carve out a bit more space for everything. But yeah, I think I'm going to end this live stream here, if that's okay with everyone. Thank you everyone for joining. Let me know if you've got any last minute questions, and yeah, if you want to see another stream on the Wing, let me know, because I got a D Live delivered yesterday, so I'm going to be doing some videos on that over the next month. So I've just got it out on a loan just to do some content on, so I'm probably going to stick it in here. I'll probably do a live stream on that at some point, but I can always swap back to the Wing and do another one at some point. I do need to learn this console a little bit more because I'm taking this out on tour in March. So yeah, as soon as I get some multi-tracks from the band I'm going out with, I'll probably start just doing a bunch of mixes with that and trying to basically just do what I did today, just go through and like get a good starting point going, and then I'll come back to this. Like, I'd probably come back to this mix again that I've just done here tomorrow, and I'll probably change a few bits around and, you know, just build day by day on it, which is always quite good if you've got the chance to like tour your own desk. Like, you're never going to get a perfect mix in one sitting on it, really. You need to go away, reevaluate, come back, listen to different things. So I'd be happy to get these files from this band and then just crack on with mixing that, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, let me know if you want more on the Wing, and I'll do that. But I'm probably going to get the D Live up in here tomorrow. I've got a CTI 1500, so just literally the same size as this. So I'll get that set up this weekend, get it working, get all the routing done to get it into the stream, and yeah, maybe Wednesday. I'm not promising anything, but maybe Wednesday for a stream. And then yeah, I'm going to film a bunch of videos on the D Live while I've got it, and some that you may see on the Alan Heath website. Who knows? So yeah, I'll get all that done. I'll keep you updated. If you want to support the channel, you know where to click, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I do have a Patreon as well, so if you want to support on there, there's a link for that down below. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.